Hello, hello, hello. Good afternoon. Yes, it is afternoon. It's actually lunchtime. I should be having lunch now. Not really hungry. I had a fair few biscuits with my cup of tea. It's actually best to have biscuits when the tea is hot, because then it just tastes a bit after that. Anyway, let's start reading my second reading of today, because today is day 139 of reading the Bible in a year. That was a little fast. I'll say it a bit slower. Today is day 139 of reading the Bible in a year, and it is the second reading of today. And I am reading 1 Kings chapter 16. But I'm starting 2 verses before that, because chapter 15 finished in an awkward place. Right, let's start reading. Baasha reigns in Israel. In the 3rd year of Asa, king of Judah, Baasha, the son of Ahijah, became king over all Israel in Tirzah, and reigned 24 years. He did evil in the sight of the Lord, and walked in the way of Jeroboam, and by his sin, by which he had made Israel sin. Then the word of the Lord came to Jehu, the son of Hanani, against Baasha, saying, Inasmuch as I lifted you out of the dust, made you ruler over my people Israel, and you have walked in the way of Jeroboam, and you have made my people Israel sin, to provoke me to anger with their sins. Surely I will take away the prosperity of Baasha, and the prosperity of his house, and I will make your house like the house of Jeroboam the son of Nebat. The dogs shall eat whoever belongs to Baasha, and dies in the city, and the birds of the air shall eat whoever dies in the fields. That's a bit harsh. Now the rest of the acts of Baasha, what he did and his might, are they not written in the book of Chronicles and the kings of Israel? I don't think so. Well, I don't have that book here. So Baasha rested with his fathers and was buried in Tirzah. Then Elah his son reigned in his place. And also the word of the Lord came by the prophet Jehu, the son of Hanani, against Baasha and his house, because of all the evil that he did in the sight of the Lord, in provoking him to anger with the work of his hands, in being like the house of Jeroboam, and because he killed him. Elah reigns in Israel. In the 26th year of Asa, king of Judah, Elah, the son of Baasha, became king over Israel, and reigned 2 years, 2 years, in Tirzah. Now his servant Zimri, commander of his chariots, of half his chariots, conspired against him as he was in Tirzah, drinking himself drunk in the house of Asa, steward of his house in Tirzah. And Zimri went in and struck him and killed him in the 27th year of Asa, king of Judah, and reigned in his place. Nice. Then it came to pass, when he began to reign, as soon as he was seated on his throne, that he killed all the household of Baasha. He did not leave him one male, neither of his relatives nor his friends. Thus Zimri destroyed all the household of Baasha, according to the word of the Lord, which he spoke against Baasha by Jehu the prophet. For all the sins of Baasha and the sins of Elah his son, by which they had sinned, and by which they had made Israel sin, in provoking the Lord God of Israel to anger with their idols. Now the rest of the acts of Elah and all that he did, are they not written in the book of Chronicles of the kings of Judah? I think that's going to be a repeated line. Are they not written in the book of the? Well, they would be if we had those books, and I just lost my place. Here we are. Zimri reigns in Israel. In the 27th year of Asa, king of Judah, Zimri had reigned in Tirzah 7 days, and the people were encamped against Gibbethon, which belonged to the Philistines. Now the people were encamped heard it, and said, Zimri has conspired and also killed the king. So all Israel made Omri the commander of the army king over Israel that day in the camp. Then Omri and all Israel went up to Gibbethon, and they besieged Tirzah. 7 days. And it happened when Zimri saw that the city was taken, and that he went into the citadel of the king's house, and burned the king's house down upon himself with fire, and died. Because of the sins which he committed in doing evil in the sight of the Lord, in walking in the way of Jeroboam, and his sin which he had committed to make Israel sin. Now the rest of the acts of Zimri and the treason he committed, are they not written in the book of Chronicles of the Kings of Israel? Omri reigns in Israel. Then the people of Israel were divided into 2 parts. Half of the people followed Tibni, the son of Ginath, to make him king, and half followed Omri. I mean, the kingdom of Israel has been split into Israel and Judah, and now the Israel part is being split again. And Judah's prospering. Israel's not. Right, let's keep reading. But the people who followed Omri prevailed over the people who followed Tibni, the son of Ginath. So Tibni died and Omri reigned. In the 31st year of Asa, king of Judah, Omri became king over Israel, reigned 12 years. 6 years he reigned in Tirzah. And he bought the hill of Samaria from Shema for 2 talents of silver. Then he built on the hill and called the name of the city which he built Samaria, after the name of Shema, owner of the hill. Omri did evil in the eyes of the Lord, and did worse than all who were before him. How? For he walked in all the ways of Jeroboam the son of Nebat, and in his sin which he had made Israel sin, provoking the Lord God of Israel to anger with their idols. Now the rest of the acts of Omri which he did, and the might that he showed, might? Are they not written in the book of Chronicles of King of Israel? So Omri rested with his fathers and was buried in Samaria. Then Ahab, his son, reigned in his place. Ahab reigns in Israel. In the 38th year of Asa, king of Judah, Ahab, the son of Omri, became king over Israel. And Ahab, the son of Omri, reigned over Israel in Samaria 22 years. 22 years! Did he? Oh, he did evil. Now, Ahab, the son of Omri, did evil in the sight of the Lord, more than all who were before him. And it came to pass, as though it had been a trivial thing for him to walk in the sins of Jeroboam, the son of Nebat, that he took as wife Jezebel, the daughter of Ethbaal, king of the Sidonians. And he went and served Baal and worshipped him. Oh no. So that's where Jezebel comes from. Okay. Then he set up an altar for Baal in the temple of Baal, which he had built in Samaria. And Ahab made a wooden image. Ahab did more to provoke the Lord God of Israel to anger than all the kings of Israel who were before him. In his days, Hiel of Bethel built Jericho. Another Jericho. He laid its foundation with Abiram, his firstborn, and with his youngest son Segub, he set up its gates, according to the word of the Lord, which he had spoken through Joshua the son of Nun. What? Okay. Right. That is chapter 16 of 1 Kings. And the next chapter of 1 Kings is about Elijah. Yay! Wow. There's a lot about Elijah here. Wow. Do I get to hear about Elijah in this one? I don't think so. Right. I will stop there for that reading, and I will see you in the next reading, where I'm reading a book called Philemon, which is actually only one chapter. So I will see you in a minute.